Yeah. There so many people. Yeah. I hope everyone is doing well. Let me go down the list. Buenas, Bimu. Hi, Moe. Oh my god. Thank you for the 100 pixels. Thank you, Rin. Thank you. Let me see. Hello, Timpy. Again. Because again. Because why not? I hope y'all are doing well. Thank you for tuning in, even though it's technically on time. I am technically on time. I have not made the change yet. Today I have 3 demos that I want to share with everyone. The first one is called Verde. And it's a very comfy, or at least it looks like it's a very comfy city building sim thing. Yes. My day is going well, I think. Some things finally worked out at work. And I got to hang out with my partner. We shall call this name. We called this name. We shall call this world what? Mountain Laboratory. Yeah, I really like the art of this one, so I wanted to try it out. I think it's in a similar vein as Lost and Found Company, which, by the way, that game is also extremely cute. Yeah. It does look so soft. Oh my god. Gardening glove. The bowl cut is pretty crazy. It looks so nice. Oh, the chibi. Oh, the owl. the planet. The owl has a... Oh, I'm blocking him. Wait 1 second. This is very important. Look at his... Look at his little sprout. That's so cute. I need to be smaller now, I guess. Okay. Owl. Oh, water? Whoa. Your very own terrarium. Yay! Oh, this looks so fun. Oh, here we are. This place looks terrible. Where do we even start? Perhaps we should get used to getting around the garden first. I can hold the left mouse button or middle mouse button to move the camera. Use the scroll to go in and out. This place really is quite barren after some inspection. How are we supposed to grow anything here? Perhaps you could check the notes the former members left here for some clues. Press the mailbox on the top right to view your quests. First quest is first home. The seedlets need homes to live in and grow. Let's build the first house in this area. Make it a pretty one. So we gotta build a small house and remove obstacles. Okay. Build a house? Didn't you give me some seeds for those? We can build a house by growing things? How am I supposed to know which seeds are which? I've organized these seeds by their functions. Why don't we look at around in the housing category? Oh. Wow. Lots of you. Sleep well, sweet dream. The new grass starter in Pokemon. Wait, you're right! It requires 15 demand points. I'm gonna put it in the middle. Yeah. You can also remove obstacles such as rocks and stumps. However, you need some leaves to do it. Trash. Oh, I see. I think. You can also customize the look of your buildings by clicking on a building and pressing the paintbrush button. Oh! What? Wait, I love this. Ooh! This is fun. I think. One maybe? I'm thinking. Oh, you can copy the building style too. That's cool. Now that we've built the house, go ahead and check the quest so we can claim the rewards and move on. Oh, this pop-up is very cute. It's very mobile game though. The seedlets need certain requirements to grow properly. Wow, I can't speak today. Water seems to be particularly important for them. So we're gonna build a water distributor. Houses typically have specific requirements to grow more seedlets. Oh, so like happiness, and it needs nutrients, goods, and social points. And then you can also give it appeal, but interesting. The requirement is that it definitely needs water. I see. It says here that the house and other buildings are gonna need some water to grow properly. How do we do that? So let's go to utility. Quick. Place. Whoa! It turned green. The seedlets have some demands so they can live comfortably. We should be able to grow more of them if we fulfill them. Okay. Now we should start growing some more seedlets around the garden. These seedlets will collect leaves, which we can use to plant new buildings. The seedlets have certain demands. When their demands are fulfilled, seedlets become happier. Happy seedlets mean more leaves, which means we can start planting more buildings around the gardens. It's like The Sims, but for leaves. Show the heat map. Oh, it's Planet Zoo again. By clicking the magnifying glass on the bottom right menu. Happiness? Oh. Go ahead and check out the nutrients. Yikes. And other Demand categories. Oh. Hmm. Let's put it over here. Oh, that's a seedlet. A seedlet went in. Whoa. Look into the other categories. We're gonna go to. Can I move this? Oh, okay. Let's see. Click on the flower shop. And move it to a suitable location. Click on the fountain. And move it to a suitable location. I'll move the flower over here and the... There you go. It looks better, I think. It's so green! They're so happy! Look at them! It's also like having a bit of decoration around there. Okay. Look in the decoration category. Find the bush. Finish the quest. Get houses to reach 50% decoration. Oh. Puppy. Like this. Kill that. Kill that.
Oh.
I'm gonna move you one up. And then...
Pebble. Yeah. Wow. They look so nice. And then want another house. And then I will copy. Ta-da! There's 2 of them. Wow.
It's fun, actually. Yeah. It's a lot easier than Planet Zoo. Oh. Planet Zoo made me very tired. Actually, there's another one that I like a lot. What is it called? What is it called? It's also an arcade game. Let's Build a Zoo. That's also kind of hard. That one's funny because you can mix animals together. And then it like randomly combines different traits of the animals. And so you can come up with really weird looking things. Seems we're starting to run out of space. No worries, we can just expand the garden with some magic and some leaves. We just need leaves for everything. Everything requires leaves. So hi, Ezzy. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. See those plus signs around the garden? Oh, let's move this way. Great job.
Yippee! Here we go.
Now that we've got the basics down, let's start building out the team with more seedlets. Remember, make sure that their needs are met to keep them happy.
Okay.
Oh, it's different. I bet the garden could look good in the dark. However, we're going to need some lighting if we are going to make it dark. Let us get some lamps around the garden. Okay. Forests among the seedlets would love to give the other seedlets their flowers. They're asking for more buildings where they can do that.
Okay.
So first, we need one of these, even though there's water literally right here. I hope you're doing well. This one wants more nutrients. Oh. We're gonna give this one flower shop some competition. And then I'm gonna change it so that we can tell which one it is. Oh. Interesting. I really like the flower. Oh! I can change the flower? No. Oh, this game is dangerous. There's presets? Oh, no. I can make presets. I see. I understand. Dead from art? I hope you had fun. And then we're just gonna do a very simple like that. I would like you to be brighter. And you, that's good. And then where are the pebbles? Like that. And then this is my happy place. Okay, and then we need nutrients. We're gonna put one over here. Add more path. Add another foot. Let's go this way. This feels like this is a really comfy game. I like this game. Hi Sophie, I hope you're doing well. Rinrin, if you're here, can you please shout out Sophie? Thank you. I'm gonna do here. Here. I'm done.
Yeah.
Bench and sundial. And what else did I get? Florist unlocked. No way. Welcome in. You want benches? I got benches for you. 1 second. Let me find the benches. Goi goi?
Goi goi. What? どういうこと?
special. At the end of the day, it's night. This is such a cozy game. I really like it, actually. Where are my benches? Decoration? Oh, there's a bench. Gonna put this here. And there's one space over there. So I'm gonna put a tree. And then at the end of the day, it's night. What great wisdom. And then I would like the sundial to be over here. This is such a cute little town. This one's happy. This one's not quite happy. This one's very happy. Are you missing goods? Oh, because this is not... No. Everybody... Wait, what? Why are you less than the other? Oh, it's just 8. Everybody is 8 right now. I see. Okay. I'm gonna build more benches. Let's see. I want a little park over here. Maybe over here. We're gonna put it over here. Let me do the benches first. Rotate. And then we're gonna do how do I want to do this? Kind of hard to go over there right now because the benches are 2. So maybe if I move this so that it's over here and then put that there. This is okay. This one not so much. Let's see. Yeah, this looks good. So we're gonna do paths and that way too, and then I'll move this back over here, and then maybe that's too many benches over there. I'm gonna put this one because that tree is kind of in the way. I'm gonna put this one over here, and then because we don't actually need to see the path over there, I can add flowers, and then more flowers. This bench we can place over there. And then I can move this back. Over here. Hmm. Move this over here. Flip it so that it goes. There's a bench going that way. And then 2 flowers. And then a bush. There's a pebble missing. I'm going to move you over here. And then, because everything over here is dry, I can't put it over there. It's fine. How many do I need left? Oh, one more. That's fast. Put one up here.
Ta-da!
Okay. I think that's gonna be it for this demo, because the other ones are definitely gonna be way longer than this. But wow! I made a little town right away. And it's flourishing. Look at it. They're so happy. I like this. And I hope y'all check it out. Let me go find. This is the demo, and you can feel free to play it, try it out for yourself. Not sure when it's releasing, but I look forward to it. Okay, the next one is something I found through the Storyteller Festival. Detective. This is a. Where is it? This one? Okay. Yeah. This is a. Oh, that's loud. I already like the music. This is a mystery. And I really like the art as well. No data dots. It's from Earl. What's that sound? Who's talking in the dark? Hey kid, when we get there, don't forget to give your old man a 5-star rating, you hear? Shut it, you old geezer. You haven't stopped yapping the whole way. Hey, cut me some slack. It's hard to make a living these days. Look, I was doing fine in Mirror Bay, but the app keeps sending me further out. We're almost in Sinclair. I'm gonna have to drive back empty. But if I get a good rating from you, at least the gas money won't be a total waste. Enough already. One more word and I'm giving you 1 star right now. Fine, fine. You're the boss. My lips are sealed. from the way they're talking. It feels like this is inside a taxi. The deeper voice belongs to the driver. He gives the impression of a chatty, middle-aged man. This music, though. This music is a bop. The other is likely the passenger. His tone is filled with irritation. Wait, then who am I? This game also has an unknown release date, but I am excited for it. Could I be accompanying that angry passenger? However, I have no recollection of that voice. And rather than worrying about his identity, what state am I in right now? For a while now, my vision has been almost completely black. Strangely, a UI-like interface is floating on the right side of my vision. It looks similar to a smartphone screen. Aside from basic settings, other functions don't respond to tapping. I have absolutely no idea what's going on. Hey kid, we're almost there. Where'd you want me to stop? Just pull over to the side. You got it. So, about that 5-star. Give it a rest, old man. Don't make me report you for harassment. Whoa, easy there. I'll zip it, I swear. I don't mind making a few bucks less. But if you report me, I lose a week's pay and points. And just drive the damn car. Say one more word and you'll regret it. Okay. I've been watching for a while and it's not my imagination. Neither the driver nor the passenger has paid me any attention. It feels like they don't even know I exist. Maybe I should try to get their attention? Beep. Okay, well, I'm still clear-headed. I need to make some noise. What's this? It looks different from the phone screen on the right. More like a program UI. What's displayed here? These are my exact thoughts. Feels like a hint or tutorial just flashed through my mind. Tutorial added. Anyways, let's try following these steps. Show is being... You can use the text from a clue to replace the description in the broadcast. The show is being prepared. Please wait. On air. Bzzzt. Bzzzt. Hey, old man. What's that noise coming from your junk car? Hello? What noise? I don't hear nothing. I swear I can hear someone talking. Don't talk crazy. It's just the two of us in here. Who would be talking? Pixel art is so funny. Can you hear me? Old man, is this car even legit? If something happens to me, I'm reporting you. Must be the radio acting up. It does that sometimes. Just need a good smack. You too. Can you hear me?
Beep-bop, beep-bop.
Ghost! Oh, this is fun. What the heck? Oh, and I could go back here. Oh, interesting. Oh, for the love of... Oh man, let me out. I ain't riding in this haunted heart. Can't stop moving. I've been driving this cab for 20 years and never seen nothing like this. Must have picked up some nasty spirits at the last intersection. You're gonna have to walk a bit. I gotta get away from here. If we don't hustle, we're both at meat. What are you talking about? The UI disappeared after I pressed the on-air button. What exactly was that? And those prompts that flashed through my mind. Oh my god. It's self-aware. It's just as confusing as what's going on inside this taxi. 20-year-old car? Once I figure out what's going on, I should get out of here too. My voice came from the radio, combined with that UI. Am I speaking through some kind of software? The driver said there were only 2 people in the car. Could it be that I'm not actually in the car? This reminds me of like DS dual screen type visual novels, so I've been mistaken for a ghost. Judging by their reactions, neither of them can see me and they have no clue who I am. This is strange. Like a whole bunch of possibilities just got wiped out at once. Realistically speaking, my actual body is probably not in this taxi. Then who am I and why can I hear their conversation? Not just blurry vision. From the start, I haven't even been able to tell where my limbs are. And then there's those strange UI popping up in front of me like menus in a VR game. Am I hallucinating? Maybe it's just stress or lack of blood flow to the brain causing illogical delusions. Yeah, that must be it. I just need to get up and move around. First, I'll try stepping forward. Old man, stop the car! We're almost in the middle of town! That's perfect. Lots of people in town, plenty of life energy to ward it off. Cut the crap and turn around. My mom is still— Whoa! Whoa, the car ain't listening to me. Can't press the gas or the brakes. We're gonna crash. Hang on tight, kid. Ah, shit. This is close. If I hadn't reacted so fast, we'd be goners. You okay, kid? Kid? You there? Oh no, don't tell me you got thrown out. I gotta go check. What just happened? The shock of the impact seems to have cleared up the noise in my vision. But this viewpoint is inside the taxi. If so, why can't they see me? The accident just now was also suspicious. The timing of the accident coincided exactly with my attempt to move my limbs. Furthermore, even though the passenger was thrown out, I felt absolutely no impact. I'm starting to think I really am a ghost. I think this was translated with Google Translate. The driver is back. I wonder how the passenger is doing. Hi, Haru. What did I do to deserve this? The car just died out of nowhere. Since I started driving a cab, I ain't never seen nothing like this. How are you, Haru? I hope you're doing well. Look on the bright side, the kid didn't look too banged up. Better report it to HQ first. If he gives me a bad rating later, my service score is toast. I'll tell you, what a mess. Service score update. Oh no! Oh no! Whoa, usually the platform is useless. But they sure are quick to dock points. How is this my fault? You're docking my service score for a breakdown. It's over minus 75 points. I worked for months for nothing. Those bastards at Tego, living off our blood and sweat. Damn it, who do I talk to about this? The passenger seems unharmed, but the driver appears to have received a significant penalty. And did he just mention cargo? I feel like I've heard that somewhere. Can't recall. But my intuition tells me not to ignore that word. Perhaps I should try to communicate with the driver. After all, his current situation is ultimately my fault. As I thought, whenever I need to speak, I can summon this UI. The layout remains the same, but my inner voice consists of 3 sentences. I see. I need to find a radio broadcast with enough sentences. I need 3 sentences to replace. I also need to monitor the volume to adjust it accordingly. Oh. He shouts. Oh, Haru. Mr. Driver. There you are. You still here? Trying to scare me with your spooky tricks? If you got the guts, come out and face me. I know plenty of exorcism spells. I ain't scared of you today. I mean no harm. I'm sorry for causing you trouble, but please, listen to my explanation. Alright, I think I get it. Let me get this straight. You ain't a ghost, but nobody can see you. You use the radio to talk, and if you move your hands or feet, the car goes crazy. Who do you think you're fooling? Even in stories, it takes a fox spirit 1,000 years to gain powers. You think this 20-year-old junker can just magically come to life? Hi, Ninji. How are you? If I get him talking, maybe it'll ease the tension. Let me think. What topics should I bring up? This one, maybe? This word order. Like... confused. Let's try. Mr. Driver, the weather is very nice today. Tell me about it. On a day like this, if it weren't for the accident, I could have picked up so many fares. Okay, sorry, please. Have you been driving this car for over 25? For over 20? I mean, we know that. He's been working for 25. Aren't you the spirit of the taxi? You don't know your own history? To be exact, it's 24 years. Same age as my son. Put over 1 million kilometers on it, but I never skipped maintenance. Honestly, I thought about getting a new ride back a few years back. Keep up with the times. Those new EVs on the road look pretty slick. But I test drove a few and they had too many gadgets. Couldn't figure them out to save my life. After looking around, I realized this old clunker gives me the least headache. That's good. Press F to enter focus mode. A 24-year-old car should not have a modern center display like that. There's two, so let's use this one. Since this car is 24 years old, why is there a center display installed? Oh, you got a sharp eye. I still don't get this thingamajig. The company forced it on me yesterday afternoon. They called it something like Terminus or whatever it was. So from now on, I gotta use this to pick up fares. Apparently, I don't even need my phone anymore. Can you believe it? I just figured out how to use a smartphone and now I gotta learn this new junk. Tinkered with it all afternoon and got nowhere. Gave up and just let it sit there. My things are going. Guess drivers are gonna be obsolete soon too. In this seemingly unordinary story, there is one point that concerns me deeply. Creative method? Yesterday he installed the terminal but couldn't get it to start. The terminal is currently running. Afternoon, what do we look here? I have a reasonable hypothesis about... oh, interesting. There's 5. How do I put it back? Whoa. I fully understand. Based on everything so far, I am your AI assistant. Excuse me. AI assistant? I heard about that on the news. Spooky stuff. Wait a sec. Something ain't right. This Terminus thing was forced on me by Tago. You just said you're here to help me with my work. Since when is Tago that nice? Did they send you to spy on us? Tago. That name has made me uneasy since the first time I heard it. It was a bit hasty before, but I should be able to ask that question again. You serious, or are you pulling my leg? You don't know what Tago is? What, did the crash knock your memory loose? Taco Tech. Everyone knows them. They got their hands in everything, even run the taxi platform. They bought up a whole huge campus, put up some fancy skyscrapers. But the people working inside, bunch of crooks, every last one of them. Sitting in their AC all day, just waiting to suck the blood out of working folks like us. And their policies? Pah, don't get me started. Sounds like a pretty shady company. Is it really that simple? If I'm an AI developed by Taco, why is my memory of the parent company so vague? Maybe they've done so many shady things that they programmed the AI to block information or something? Okay. Broadcast. I've used this a couple times. This is log. Oh my god. Just setting. There. It is weird. Why is it such a shady company? As the service score drops below 50, drivers face dispatch restrictions and income deductions. The only real solution is to raise his service score. You need to find one with 4. Say what? Earn back a score? Easier said than done. Thought you had some kind of secret trick. You want to tuck me in at night? Tuck them? You want me to tuck them in at night? Believe the key point is solving passengers' problem. Never mind, better just show him in practice and try to explain. Taking an order now shouldn't be a problem. It stopped smoking. There's some available orders in the dispatch line. This one maybe. Bit far? Damn, okay. To avoid unpredictable outcomes, please keep my identity a secret from the passenger. I will assist you from the shadows to ensure you serve the passenger efficiently. What in the world are we doing here? Fascinating. Maybe I can try to improve my editing. Back at Mirror Bay, the neon lights would be blazing to the crack of dawn. But I like it quiet. All that flashiness gives me a headache after a while. Jeremy, get ready. Passengers getting in. Jeremy. Looks like we got a clam this time. You can select suitable keywords from the conversation log to form a clue. In my experience, the quiet ones are usually bottling something up. I ain't got many talents. Chewing the fat, that I can do. I'll pry him open and you just snap, 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 solve his problems. I'm telling you, I got a feeling. Hello. Namira Bay Station, please. You got it. Buckle up, we're moving. Okay. You look like you've been through the ringer. Something happened? Why don't you tell me about it? This cab specializes in solving tricky problems now. No one would believe me even if I told them. There ain't nothing new under the sun. Go ahead, spill it. Hey, don't trust me, huh? It's fine. It's fine if you don't. I got high-tech gear in this cab. Seems the driver has completely forgotten what I just told him. Okay. Let's just put it all together. What? What am I supposed to put? Eh? Who? Who? Oh, なるほど. Yes, maybe? Clue radio. Sequence.
Eh?
I don't quite understand. What? Sometimes when you get off topic, they sniff it out and come looking for trouble. That's pretty high tech, right? But if you ask me, this high tech stuff can be pretty unreliable at some time. There's a lot of things out there that science just can't explain. For example, I even saw a ghost today. Driver, what happened to me was supernatural too. Oh, slow down. Take a breath. What kind of ghost did you see? I was teleported. What? Teleported? I was still at Mirror Bay. I was exhausted. I asked a staff member and they told me this was Sinclair. Eh? That's gotta be 150 kilometers? Ever think you might have sleepwalked to another train? What? Okay. Huh. Um, Astoria. Good, the driver understands what I'm trying to convey. I was actually on a business trip to Mirror Bay. The workforce, wow. Oh. Mm. 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 What? That didn't make any sense. There's another thing. Storage your luggage. Eh? Oh, it's cute. My nose slipping. What? What is their motive? What? Also, why is the highlighting getting all weird? Hmm. Like that, I think, maybe. Um, I'm in danger. I think. I mean, yeah, it's exceeded, but like, I can't open the thing. Oh, there it is. Oh, I found it. Okay. Um, Rip. What? 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 I don't understand. Fascinating. Yeah, fascinating. I'm not sure what was going on there, but the in the story anyway, but the mechanics seem pretty interesting. That was on air. And I just noticed that there was the the ad break just played and I never noticed. My bad. The next one is the last one that I am playing today is one that I'm very, very excited for. I'd already known about Verde in this one. I'd not known about, I didn't know about On Air. But this one, I am very excited for. Provided I can figure out which one. There you go. Unless, there you go. This is called Death and Phaeology. It looks extremely interesting. Very, very classy. I like the art. We're gonna go with the default for now. But it's more of the more classic mystery visual novel. Grading first year assignments can be such an exercise in patience. Now to remind myself that phaeology is a relatively recent science. Only a couple decades old. Look at the frame. This university, the only phaeology university in the whole country, was just finished, being built in 1905. It's still barely acknowledged in the academic field. More importantly, I've got to keep in mind that children inherit their parents' prejudices and misconceptions. The human world has formed its own notion of fairies. Alas, I find myself unable to suppress a big sigh every time I read references to poisoned apples, ushering princesses into eternal sleep. A reference to the Cottingley fairies is one I can understand, since it was quite the sensation not too long ago. Although it would be clear in the eyes of renowned phaeologists that the photographs are mere imitations. A pity that Sir Doyle was taken in by it. I have to take a break. The grading session today has taken me quite a tangent. My beloved Oz. Wow, that is a gorgeous moth. I suppose having a fairy companion does give one an advantage in identifying genuine fairies. I'd say a break is in order, wouldn't you, Oz? Oz responds through trills that I've learned to interpret over the decades I've known them. The Cottingley fairies again. Yes, and Princess's eternal slumber due to poisoned apples. We don't care much for human princesses. But making poisoned apples is rather an easy feat. Shall I turn one of them into a toad in front of the whole class, to show that Fae folk is capable of more than that? At the same time, showing them that not all fairies are a friendly bunch. I can't help but chuckle at the thought of that. I believe some might just quit that same day if you do that. Besides, if other phaeologists get a hold of your existence, who knows what they'll do to you? Chances are high those people will try to pin you to a corkboard and vivisect you. I would never let that happen. I've always appreciated you pursuing phaeology to ensure that. This is the least I could do. We've known each other since I was 7. You've saved me countless times since then. Well, you could have let me bleed to death when you found me. No, never. I can hear a delightful melody of chirps laced with a touch of whimsy, which makes me feel just a tad busy. It seems that even the laugh of a fairy possesses a magical quality. I can't get over their wings. The eyes, and then the tail. Well, you're on a break. Isn't there something else on your agenda this afternoon? Right, Mr. Henkel's letter. Thanks for reminding me. I retrieved the letter from my patron from a desk drawer. Lean back in my chair and read the missive aloud to myself. Dear Augustine, how long are you going to keep me in suspense? Will you or will you not accompany me to this year's Leo's Gala? You could do a lot worse than forgetting your boring books for a moment in favor of whiling away an evening with champagne and canapes and invigorating company. And when I say invigorating, I'm not speaking of those old sods with deep pockets ready to be exploited by way of funding grants for your research. I'm speaking, of course, of yours truly, Dick. Do write to me sometime before Saturday. That's tomorrow's date, isn't it? Oh, I know. My delay in responding is entirely by design, I assure you. I'd hate to be getting the looks from the crowd like I'm a wet blanket. Biology isn't worth my dough, they'd say. Oz's replying chirp is decidedly indignant. I nod to Oz in agreement before returning to Mr. Henkel's letter. In other news, I've heard that little Ruthie Blythe caused a minor ruckus in the city's hottest speakeasy. If your old friend Detective Crows hadn't been in the area at the time as well, who knows what could have happened. I find myself rather perturbed at this revelation. Would have telephoned Ruthie and asked what the story was like when we were children. However, better or for worse, we aren't on friendly terms anymore. I resume reading my patient's letter. Speaking of the detective, have the two of you been keeping in contact? He gave me the cold shoulder when I crossed paths with him at last week's benefit. I couldn't help assuming that his persistently frosty treatment of me might have had something to do with you. It's unfortunate that the extensive bonds you have with him should end in a rather bitter taste. As you have told me more than once, when it was good, there was nothing else quite like it. Yet you speak very little of him now, and I find myself wondering if he still holds a place in that guarded heart of yours. The letter is signed, yours everlasting, Oscar Henkel. So are you a father figure? What's going on? Well, I've kept Mr. Henkel waiting long enough. I press a pen to a fresh sheet of paper to commence crafting a response. Just then, a familiar rhythmic rapping pierces the silence. I glance in the direction of Oz, but they're nowhere to be seen. Oz must have camouflaged themselves in a heartbeat. I put Mr. Henkel's letter in the drawer before calling out. Come in, Minnie. My assistant enters the office. She's careful to snap the door shut behind her. Professor? Yes, Minnie? Were you talking to yourself again? That's right. You know me. I see. Sometimes I wonder what she must have thought while hearing the mumbling sounds of me speaking with Oz. But she knows when not to poke her nose into things. One of the things I like about her, and also what makes her the bee's knees when it comes to being an assistant. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but he's here. Who? That police detective from the newspapers. Police detective? Even as I echo those two words, there's a sinking feeling in my stomach. You know, The man who made you crumple the papers and toss them in the trash can? In the end, we had to stop our subscription for the dailies. Detective Theodore Cross. Yes, that's the one. Knowing Theo is here makes my world go momentarily off-kill. It's as if, by the magic of the fairy tales I'm malign, the ink in my patron's letter has manifested him into the reception area. Did you tell him I'm out delivering a lecture on the far side of campus or something? That depends. Is a lie like that going to deter this man? An astute question. She is truly wise beyond her years. Probably not. He'd happily traverse the entire campus just to torment me, I'm guessing. All right, let him in. With a brisk nod, Minnie returns to the reception area. I barely have time for a steadying breath before Theo barges in. He drops a box on my desk right off the bat. What is that? Why is he in my office? Well, look who the cat dragged in. Not even a how do you do. What? Do niceties suddenly mean something to you? I seem to recall you packing your bags and moving out without so much as a goodbye. There was no one to say goodbye to. Didn't you find out I left only a few days later? At least it made it easier for you to leave, didn't it? There's a tinge of hurt in his voice that I'm only able to pick up because we lived together for several months. As my mouth struggles to catch the words hanging in the air, I feel the piercing, icy silence creeping in. I ought to break the silence before I freeze. What's in the box? He lets out a deep sigh that rather sounds like relief. Why are you here, dude? Your things that somehow you didn't take with you when you left. Even that oddly crafted handkerchief you love so much. Thank you for the care kit. That handkerchief was a gift for you. I see the corner of his mouth twitch. He's lying. Welcome back. I hope you're doing okay. What should I do with this information? I'm doing well. I don't believe you. I declare my disbelief while crossing my arms. He stares at me impassively, then scantly shrugs in acquiescence. I really like the writing style of this visual novel. It's very classic. Well, you saw right through me. There's no way those things would fit into this box. I threw all of it away right after you vanished, he says with a subtle squint in his left eye. Another lying tell of his. I can't help but sigh at his antic. Of course you did. So, what's really in the box? Want to take a guess? I do have an idea. Knowing him, he'd sooner face the whole Al Capone gang by himself and take their bullets before coming to visit me. This must be way more important than our poignant history. Case evidence. I've seen boxes like this one before, but never one quite so large. It's a really big case, isn't it? He nods. The biggest of my career. And to come to me, of all people. You must be at your wit's end about this. He looks away, as if trying to hide how galling the circumstances at hand are. Truth be told, I'd rather face the whole Al Capone gang and take their bullets than have to see you again. Gee, that stings a little. So why would... Hold on a minute. You think this has some sort of connection to fairies? He flicked his tongue in exasperation. Oh my, it seems I've hit the bullseye. We stopped talking about fairies at some point when we were still together. Those talks always led to a heated discussion and then into arguments, because nothing I could say could change his skepticism towards mystical beings. This is certainly the chance to tease him about it, though it might be unwise considering the emotional peril he must have gone through to get here. I'll be nice. I know this must be hard for you, but I can't help if you don't say anything. You're right. As difficult as it is to admit, The things you've told me before about fairies and whatnot might have helped to make sense of this case. But I have to say, for the sake of my sanity, I still don't believe they exist. Fair enough. He appears pleasantly surprised by my answer, as though he was expecting a quarrel right around the corner. Little did he know I've learned that it's moot to try to explain the otherworldly beings to him. Not worth the effort. So what makes this case so significant? Why do you think it relates to fairies? Are you even allowed to tell me? I hear the sound of a chuckle under the breath like a bolt from the blue. For a brief moment, his gaze on mine seems to revert to how it used to be, until the seriousness returns to his face. First things first, since I'm leading the investigation, I do have some discretion on what details to divulge and to whom. That is, if the confidant can bring value to the investigation. And I've known you for a fact that you can be discreet. Still, I must ask your sworn secrecy on this matter. You got it. So, tell me about the case. Why does it seem to be of paramount importance? It's a multiple murder case, potentially perpetrated by a single culprit. The victims are chiefly middle-aged women residing north of the city. They're from old money family. The types that make regular appearances at high society events. I see. No wonder you're all tensed up. You're telling me. Chief took me off every other case and insisted I put all my time and effort into this. It's only a matter of time until the press catches wind and makes a circus of everything. And with some of the victims' peculiar manners of death, pauses. This is where the fairies come in. He silently stares and sighs. I swear I must be losing my mind. You've got this. Now he draws in a long, deep breath. 3 of the victims had a manner of death that the unit has never seen or heard of before. The strangest case is the one where the body seemingly hardened into bony tissue overnight. Her corpse almost looked like a carved wooden statue. Oh, I've heard of something like that before. Of course you have. I frown at him. Don't start now. He clears his throat abashedly. If you can't control yourself, I don't see why I should help you. If you can't be civil, I don't see why I should help you. Without finding out what caused these deaths, and more importantly, who did this, the press could spin the stories out of control. I don't want to imagine the look on victims' families' faces if and when the papers are making a razz of these poor women's deaths. Besides, what kind of depraved, sick bastard goes around murdering women in such a way? The city's already running on fumes. Crime's becoming more rampant day by day. People shouldn't have to look over their shoulder every night. It's no way to live. Even as he lapses into silence, I say nothing. It's not just the city. The rise in crime is bleeding him dry, too. Yet I am unsure of what words could soothe those who are fighting it on the front line. I've never been where they are. The frown lines between his eyebrows grow deeper. The art is so good. You know, considering the victims' background, having these murders being exaggerated in papers would pressure the families to insist on closing the case as soon as possible, no matter the cost, no matter who's to blame. You're right. Innocent people are going to bear the brunt of this. This is a terrible situation. I feel my stomach churning. My arms cross on instinct, trying to hold my own disquietude in place. Is there anything you can do? I'm just one man. Try as I might, I can't keep those rotten police brass from lining their pockets. Nothing but a pack of lowlifes and high places. He exhales sharply, his voice laced with contempt. Then he fell into silence. Similarly, words seem to have abandoned me, as I can't shake this feeling of helplessness crawling under my skin. After a minute, he meets my eyes once more. Well, you're a good listener, better than most. He curls his lips into almost a smile. I don't mind it at all. Thanks. He clears his throat once more. All right, let's get down to brass tacks. This box includes case files, crime scene photos, a couple of blood samples, which I was able to request to bring to you, and several other pieces of evidence. Other than the strange manners of death I've said, forensics was puzzled too by the blood samples. Also, one of them doesn't contain iron. That's interesting. Nothing surprises you, does it? Well, about this peculiarity. I'd bring up something from my fairy books, but you'd always find a way to deny it. You're right about that. I'm still investigating the possibility of unknown drugs or poison that somehow cause these oddities, but I'd be a fool not to go after my hunches and look into all possibility. What about robbery? It's ruled out. No fingerprints, no evidence of breaking in, nothing had been stolen. No motives? Revenge? We're still interviewing the city elites, looking for the possible motives. But it takes time, you know how it is. Yes, of course. They're very busy. Speaking of city elites, I know people who can be very helpful in getting some inside information. His expression turns sour at full tilt. Who? That man? I said people. But yeah, that man would be particularly helpful in this matter. He scoffs brazenly and doesn't even try to hide it. Even at the first meeting with Mr. Hinkle, there was some inexplicable tension between the two. Theo said something about Mr. Hinkle feeling off, and always hated it whenever I had something to do with him, though it might just be jealousy in disguise. You know I'm right. Even if he's barely in the newspapers, he's most likely at the pinnacle of high society. And I don't think he'll mind if I ask him a few things about this. Why, of course. He's always got a soft spot for you. Well, he's probably carrying a torch for you for a long time, judging by the way he follows you everywhere. Well, he happened to be interested in theology and has a lot of money to allow its development. Look at you, all ready to defend him. What, are you two an item now? I might have steered this reunion right back to where we were months ago by bringing up Mr. Hinkle. But it was necessary to mention it. I don't know anybody else who would have that much information about high society. Besides, there has never really been anything, even if we did go to fundraising events together from time to time. It was strictly business. Yet again, Theo seems to lose his reason whenever we talk about Mr. Hinkle. I don't have the time or the energy to argue with him. What should I do? Let's just work on the thing right now. Good night, Ninji. Does it matter? You came here, despite everything. You knew you got to do with it whatever it takes to solve this case. So do it. He's taken aback by what I said and plunges into his own thoughts. I swear one of these days you'll be the end of me. Fine. Just make sure he can keep it under his hat. I sigh in relief. I will. While we're on the subject of useful allies, you mentioned before about blood that doesn't contain iron. I can take the blood samples to the university's chemist. She's good at what she does. And she's from a rich family. She might know some of the victims or their families at least. I'll trust your judgment. I take it this is you agreeing to help with the case? That's right. There are lives at stake. He let out a soft smile, as though in quiet agreement with what I said. Thank you. At least you know how to say thank you. Well, if you think it'll be helpful, you can even ask the people you mentioned what they know using the evidence items. But the case files are for your eyes only. Understood. He's fallen silent somehow, leaving an uncomfortable hush in the air once more. suddenly a realization comes to mind. Does this mean you'd be willing to hear about fairies? About phaeology? That depends. If this was indeed fairy doings, and if through your investigation you can provide solid theories on three things: the culprit, their methods of murder, and their motives. Supported by evidence, of course. I'm sticking with the idea that there's a logical explanation, an earthly one for now. Fair enough. I'd wager that we have approximately 24 hours to get some sort of answer. An answer that makes sense. I can feel the papers are close to getting the story. While you're investigating this lead, I'll look further into unusual drugs and poisons. How about it, phaeologist? Do you dare take on this challenge? Do I? Sure. Bring it on, detective. This brings a grin to his almost consistent brooding expression. Good. If you need anything from me, just ring me. Aye, sir. But you need to promise me that you'll not just hear me out, but also keep an open mind on fairy topics if I succeed in what you ask. I promise. But I can't promise not to scoff from time to time. That's good enough. About to get going. Maybe this will be an opportunity for you to increase phaeology's credibility in the eyes of the academics. Maybe. Seems like some detective has been following the tiny part of phaeology in the newspaper. Says you. The one who had to stop the daily paper's subscription just because some detective kept getting the headline. How do you... Before I could finish, he had walked towards the door and opened it. See you tomorrow around the same time. I hear the door closed. Hey! I exclaim with a hint of frustration. After some thought, I realized that he must have noticed the missing newspaper on my desk and my assistant's. Reading papers was part of my daily routine when we were together. I can only shake my head in disbelief. He hasn't changed much either. As I'm reminiscing about a few moments of our past relationship, Oz reveals himself again, now that we're all alone. That was quite the reunion. It was quite the reunion indeed. He hasn't changed at all, has he? I suppose. Although you don't have an obligation to help him. I know, but I've already agreed. Very well. Just don't overwork yourself. Yeah, thanks, Oz. I find myself slowly drifting into thoughts. A victim's manner of death, hardening into bony tissue, could be one of the fairy curse's ossification. If only I could ask Oz whether a fairy was behind this and which one, but it's not that simple. Even if they are my longtime companion, fairies have their own rules about exchanging favors, and they're secretive about their land too. A favor like that doesn't come cheap. At least I'm stocked up on milk and honey for small requests. Speaking of requests, I should get started on a reply to my patron's letter. For some reason, he seems to be more insistent this time that I come with him to the gala. I retrieve a paper and pen and I mumble to myself as I write. Dear Mr. Hinkle, I hope your recent forays into high society have proven more fruitful than they have in... Should I be hyperbolic? No, that's fine. In the half a decade or so you've been alive. Believe it or not, I have been considering whether the merits of trying to impress the wealthiest folk of the city outweigh the obvious indignities. You first brought up the possibility of my accompanying you to the annual Leo's Gala a couple of months ago, and I'm still weighing my options. Do I want to play that? Be apologetic. I still don't have a definitive answer for you at present, I'm afraid. I sincerely apologize for my indecisiveness. About Ruthie, I can't say I'm surprised to hear about her latest flirtations with disaster. Since we're both toddlers, she's frequently found herself in trouble. Her fiery personality certainly doesn't help her get out of quarrels. I would love to telephone her and ask her how she's doing, but we drifted apart a long time ago. Nevertheless, I'm glad to hear that Theo was there to smooth things over for her. I've now arrived at the topic of Theo, or Detective Cruz, as my patron refers. I suppose his query was meant to uncover whether I still care for Theo. Sometimes I murmur under my breath as I write. As for Theo, I must be honest that sometimes my thoughts wander back to him. However, such thoughts are fleeting at best. I have not a single moment of regret over the decision to end it. Upon signing off, I seal the letter with wax. I then turn towards my trusted Faye. Boss, could I please trouble you with something? You want me to deliver this letter to your patron, don't you? Indeed. Time is of the essence here. As always, please take care not to catch anybody's attention. I'll see you by tomorrow morning, I'm sure. It would be my pleasure. Thank you, Oz. I'm off. I'll see you later today. I watch as Oz flits out of my office window and vanishes. Once the Fae is gone, I call my assistant to my office. Yes, Professor? Hold on 1 second. I rifle through the contents of the box. Carefully, I extract the blood samples that Theo mentioned. They appear to be stored in test tubes. Would you mind asking Dr. Rayford to analyze these blood samples? I'll do that, sure. As I hand the samples to her, I notice that she looks like she wants to say something. Over the 2 years we've been working together, I've picked up on a few of her tips. What is it, Minnie? How'd it go with the detective, if you don't mind me asking? Oh no, not at all. He's the same as always. There's lingering beef, of course, but we've sort of managed to put it aside for something more important. He has brought me a rather significant case that he suspects might have some supernatural elements, as hard as it was for him to admit it. Oh, good for him. I can't help but grin at her remark. I'm glad it didn't end in a shouting match, at least. Yes, me too. I'll deliver the blood samples now, Professor. Thank you, Minnie. Minnie hurries out, and I'm alone in my office again. Remembering the conversation about the case, I'm suddenly engulfed by unexplainable eerie feelings. I should start investigating right away. You can drag and drop items from the inventory to the desk. Then press the icon to open the inspector. Hover over the magnifying glass to access the information and see the details. Use the black light to see invisible things. Read the encyclopedia to gain additional insight. Okay. Audrey Woolidge. How do I open this? There you go. Name Audrey Woolidge. Age 51. Hardening into bone tissue. From afar, the corpse looks like a carved wooden statue. Ooh. Excuse me. Time of death around 1 p.m. An affluent middle-aged woman in the city. The victim reported hearing strange noises and seeing strange phenomena in the days immediately preceding her death. The interviewing officer suspected involvement in occult matters. No traces of drugs or poison. Further autopsy in progress. Woolridge. Now that's a familiar name. Is it? This one. The first victim's crime scene. This is the first time I encounter something that could be ossification. I feel sick to my stomach. No one deserves to die like this. Something's odd with her fingers. She has 5? if that's... I mean, I doubt it because this is a picture of it. Yeah. The music is really nice. Okay, there's a lot. Heck. Okay, we're gonna put these back for now. This is case number 1. This is case number 2. 40. Refusing to drink anything but her own blood. Jesus. The victim's mother reported that the victim was suffering from a prolonged paranoid episode. They were saying strange things. Blood does not contain iron. They all have 6 fingers. It's not quite the pale hue of death. Edna Niblett, 64, gnawing her own fingers down to the bone. She visited the victim's residence to drop off an invitation shortly prior to the victim's death. She'd allegedly been acting strangely at the party a night before. She witnessed an emotionally charged conversation between the victim and a young factory girl. Blood does not contain iron. This one was at 11. This one was at 10. She also has 5 fingers. It's a little weird where the magnifying glass decides to work. The layers are a little funny, but 19. Oh, that's weird. Death from shock due to arsenic poisoning around 6. That one's the latest. A young factory girl. Despite not fitting the trend, she has been preliminarily included in this case because she was seen having a heated conversation with the 3rd victim. She seemed to be on the brink of confessing something when a look of terror suddenly crossed her face. She then left. She died last, and it sounds like... So she had been arguing with the first one, or the 3rd one, and cruel thing to see youth being stolen. She has 5, so she's not. I don't think she died to the Fae. Okay, let me put these back. One, 2, 3, 4. I know, what is this? So this middle-aged woman in the colored blouse is the victim. I guess this elderly man in the suit is her father. That's her mother and her brother. Okay. This is later. Pearls is the... Something's wrong with... No? That's this one, I think. Isn't more... What does not contain? What in the world? What is this? Never seen a coin like this. It looks rare. But what is it? This gold coin was found in the 3rd victim's pocket. Okay. Can I open this? I've seen this makeup powder somewhere recently. It's from Nectar Bell. This must have belonged to one of them, but which? Wonder if the owner likes the box design and carrying it around in her pocket since it's already used up. Perhaps the chemist has some interesting insight since her family owns the brand. So we can ask the chemist later about that. There's a ring. Seems to make it out of gold. Okay. A wedding ring from the 2nd victim. My patron invited me to this event. Who is that? Invitation. I guess it's time to pop out the black light. Oh, I don't know what that means. Okay. What's happening? Why is it smoking? I don't like that. Wait, what's that on her hand? I saw something on their hands. I don't like what that look. I don't like that. All right, time to read. Let's see. That's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. Okay. So there's a high fae, high fae and low fae. High fae includes scribes and warriors. Low fae is just parasitic magic. They like to consume human blood, hormones, and even souls. Generally, high fae and low fae don't like each other. All fairy kind seem to be weak against iron, although a small amount of iron, such as in meat or blood, does not seem to ward off fairies. Okay. Scribe is blue, warrior is red. And I've seen this before. This is a parasitic fae. Failed transformation magic. It's parasitic, but it got warrior stuff on it. And this one is... There's also parasitic magic on this one, I think. Sustained black light on an object imbued with fairy magic may reveal intricate details of certain complex spells. This makes me a little uncomfortable because it's bugs, but also the father doesn't have the spell anymore. Okay. Hi, Fae are friendly to humans. The kindness is only shown in the form of favor exchange. So Oz is a scribe Fae. Inheritable invisible marking. So the father must have done something great that transferred to the victim, but it's gone in the second one. So did he lose favor? The warriors are protective of their troops and tend to be unfriendly. They will smite anyone who interferes with their group. Humans entering their territory, even if accidentally, may face elimination through the warrior's offensive magic. Although fairy warriors typically remain within their own kind, they are known for their aggressive temperament and volatile disposition. The high fae will capture people. Oh, good night, Vinny. A changeling is composed of several fae, typically of the parasitic type, magically transformed to look almost exactly like an abducted human. An extra finger or an extra toe. Nearby heat conductors have also been known to repel or to warp the magic, creating changelings. So the first three are all parasites. The last one is not a parasite. But also, who is this? Woolrich family photo. Woolrich family. So it's that one. So it's the first one. The one with the oh. Okay. Okay. I don't know why the youngest one died yet, but I think I have everything. I've investigated everything that I can for now. A knock on the door makes me glance up from my desk. I realize the sun has set while I've been absorbed in the investigation. Come in. My assistant enters the office. Dr. Rayford has arrived to drop off the blood samples and she wants to talk to you. Already? Yes, she's just out the door. I must say I'm pleasantly surprised at her work speed. All right, send her in. And he nods. She returns to the reception area. Dr. Florence Rayford enters. It's been only 3 years since she has worked at this university, but she's proven her reliability more. Good evening, Professor. Good evening, Doctor. Dr. Rayford hands over the blood samples. She also gives me her lab report. Here you go. Thank you. So what have you found? The most peculiar thing is that there is no iron in one of the blood samples. Say, is this fairy related? Her question prompts me to ask myself, to what extent of the case can I divulge to her? Theo did say that I may ask the patron or her for information using some of the evidence. Although she has knowledge of fairies and their curses, can she handle seeing crime scene photographs? As I return from my thoughts, I notice her voice has taken on a higher pitch. This is so exciting. Are you working with the police? Does this mean that we'll get better credibility in the eyes of the public? Oh my. We're going to be in newspapers, aren't we? And not on the usual corner spots, too. Oh, I can hardly contain myself. It appears she took my silence as a yes. It's good that she's excited about the possibility of advancement for phaeology, but her cheerful disposition can sometimes be rather overstimulating. As if on cue, a knock on the door arrived to spare me. Special delivery. Mr. Hinkle's hands are empty. And what, pray, might you be bringing for me? Is it you? Are you the special delivery, Mr. Hinkle? If you wish to call me special, then I certainly won't stop you. But I did bring a box of huckleberry muffins for your office. Minerva was instantly enamored by their buttery scent. She's currently feasting on them. We can only hope she'll leave a muffin apiece for the rest of us. Oh, hello there, Florence. I didn't expect to see you in this office. Hello, Mr. Henkel. Fancy seeing you here. Although you do have a habit of making this office your sole stop on campus. She chuckles. That's just because this is where all my money went. A well-spent investment, nonetheless. He makes a retort at Dr. Rayford, but throws a subtle smile in my direction. Cheeky. Okay. This is an incredibly fun visual novel / mystery. I am so invested, but I want to stop before I keep going because I want to wait for it to come out. Also don't know when it will be released, but I am excited for it. Thank you everyone for stopping by. I will probably be drawing on Friday at 6. Pacific. So like 4 hours ahead of now. Ish. I'm probably drawing. I have many a thing to do. But we are going to go to Otters. I am so sleepy. I don't think I've stayed. I don't think I can stream this late anymore. I gotta go to bed. EP robot. Until Friday or until I see you next. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe, everyone. Good night.